All right, everybody, Trainer Tip Thursday. We're going to talk about the different types of breathing. So there are 3 types. There's more than that, but we're going to go over 3. We have abdominal diaphragmatic breathing, we have thoracic breathing, and we have clavicular breathing. And all 3 of these types of breath work go into exercise, go into the way that we live our daily lives, and you'll kind of notice, and I'll explain a little bit more in detail kind of what all of them are. So the abdominal diaphragmatic breathing emphasizes the engagement of the diaphragm and minimizes the activation of the rib cage. So this type of breathing is going to facilitate greater respiratory efficiency. So if you've ever done diaphragmatic breathing with me, I'll have you put your hand on your stomach, and you want to make sure that as you breathe, that chest and that rib cage is the last thing to go. You really want to breathe deep into your belly. We call it belly breathing. That way you're getting just really, 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 really full breath. And you'll notice if I'm sitting here that my belly goes first and my chest goes last. And that's kind of how that works. Now, there's different types of diaphragmatic breathing you can do. You can just do focused belly breathing. You can do it for a count where it's like a 5 count inhale, maybe a 3 count hold, and a 5 to 10 count exhale. Really just depends on why you're doing it. When we are in iso holds, so like a plank or a squat hold or a lunge hold or a wall sit, this is the type of breathing that you want to do because it gives you something to focus on rather than just breathing through the chest or breathing through the rib cage, which again are those other 2 that I'll be talking about here shortly. So that's abdominal diaphragmatic breathing. Then you have thoracic breathing. So that's going to be that rib cage breathing. This. Notice how my belly didn't do anything. It mostly came from my chest and my rib cage. This is what you're going to get when you're like really, really breathy doing your workout. If you're doing like squats, if you're doing just punching and things like that, you're not really going to be able to get deep into that abdomen because that takes all of your lung capacity, where this is only going to take about half. So this is going to emphasize the expansion and contraction of the rib cage over the use of the diaphragm. This type of breathing spends more energy. It's often related to intense physical activity and stress. So if you feel stressed out and you notice you're not taking deep breaths, that's why you're taking these chest breaths, these rib cage breaths. You do want to use it in combination with abdominal breathing. That's going to help your body obtain more oxygen, but it's going to depend on what we do in class. Or even what you're doing by yourself. Like when you're walking, like leisurely walking, you should be diaphragmatic breathing. When you're sitting there doing nothing or doing work or teaching or whatever your job is, unless it's like a really, really active job, you should be diaphragmatic breathing. Thoracic breathing is really only for intense exercise. Then you have clavicular breathing. So that's like where your shoulder blades are raising up. It's not a deep breath at all. Honestly, it makes me out of breath when I do that. It concentrates on the final stage of that thoracic breathing. So it's the shoulders and the collarbone kind of go up and they move more air into the lungs. But the thing is you're cutting yourself off here. So it's really just that chest breathing. So this is going to be, if you're working at like heart rate max and you feel like you can't breathe, that's that clavicular breathing. Now you want to do all 3 in conjunction with each other to practice just regular good breathing. So like you're loading up that belly, abdominal, then you have your diaphragmatic, thoracic, and last but not least, I'm filling up to my shoulders, that clavicular, and then I'm going to exhale, stomach, chest, clavicular. So it's open it up, close it down. So that is the type of breathing that you want to be doing day to day, not doing anything, just relaxing. So if you notice that you are really, really just breathing through that chest, take a second, focus your mind on some mindful breathing techniques. And then again in class, depending upon what we're doing, iso holds, diaphragmatic breathing, anything else, you're going to be doing that thoracic breathing through that rib cage, through that chest. Do your best to still take those deep breaths at rest. Okay. If you have any questions about the different types of breathing, comment below, let me know.